Welcome back to our newest episode of Ryanology. I'm Ryanology, your host, and thank you for tuning in. On this episode, we have an interview with some orchestra students and staff. Please stay tuned and enjoy. Welcome back. On the show today, I'm very excited to have the string students as well as two of our orchestra and strings and textures, Mrs. Church and Mr. Daniels.
Thank you, Ryan. It's good to be here.
Great to be here.
So today we'll kind of be discussing the string school year so far, how things have been going, and that new concert coming up.
Sure. So we have been having a fantastic year so far. It's so great to have all of our students full-time. Things feel very normal, and the kids are making progress more than ever. And so to honor all of our students, especially because we've all been through so much the last couple of years, we decided to get the ball rolling right away and work on music to present at a Halloween concert. So they got all this music actually last May or June, and we ran it a little bit back then, and we've been working on it ever since the start of school. And next Friday, October 29th at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, we will be presenting it to their families. So we are thrilled. It's been a great year so far.
Yeah, and just to echo what Ms. Church is saying, it's felt so much more normal. We're able to do a lot more of the extracurricular things that our programs in the music department really shine with, especially showing off our students. You'll hear in a minute all the great things that we have happening with our students. We have a student who's composed some music who's going to be performing that. We're able to get families in to celebrate those kinds of things. We have a chamber orchestra that's meeting after school in the evenings, so we get those programs back up and running. And you may have also seen us do music in the mornings, sometimes on Fridays, as your students are entering the building. So,
And let's go to the few students now. As I said before, we have the student panel here, if we'd like to introduce them. Just a wave.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Silva.
I'm Alex Kojikaru.
Hi, I'm Lauren Sullivan.
Hi, I'm Madden Moskowitz.
Hi, I'm Marissa Barnhart.
I'm Owen Sieska.
So we kind of talked about those student composers and the music in the morning, so let's go to that now. So Lauren Sullivan, our in-house student composer, do you just want to go through that process and how it's brought you here?
Yeah, so I started writing music like last year, and I wrote this piece. It's kind of short, but the chamber orchestra is actually going to be playing it.
What's the title?
It's called Halloween Spooktacular after the concert, but it's a work in progress.
And it's really fantastic being able to bring the composer together and being able to bring it to the chamber. And we actually have another student here who's ready to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so I'm a part of the chamber orchestra. I play cello, and we basically meet once a week. Sometimes it's in the evening, and other times it's during pace. But for the concert, we're playing March of the Scaffold, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, Mr. Church and Mr. Daniels, throughout this past year, COVID, bringing in different school formats and such, has the chamber orchestra and your orchestra program been able to stick together during this time?
yes, we have. It's been really fortunate for us as string players, given the way our instruments work, that we've been able to continue our procedures as we did, for the most part, pre-pandemic. And, it's been a challenge for us, just as a music department as a whole, to keep everything running. There's been some really strict guidelines, and as string players, we can just kind of, put it right up and just start playing away. And we've been really lucky in that sense. And the students have been able to continue working on their instruments and continue developing their skills during this time.
And
And last year, while we were both remote and fully in person, students were able to continue practicing at home. Many students were also able to continue their private lessons remotely. And so we were so impressed with the progress that our students made even while we went through so much remote time last year. Yeah, fantastic students. They've been very committed to the program and their overall growth as musicians. And so we've been able to pretty much pick up where we left off. And the Chamber Orchestra features our students who are very serious about their playing. The music that they're playing is very challenging, and they are representing our ensemble and their instruments very well. I think everybody's going to be really impressed with how well the Chamber Orchestra is playing this year. Alex Kojikaro actually has a significant cello solo in this piece that she is rocking.
And we're very excited to hear that.
Yes.
Yes. But one thing we were kind of missing last year was that Music in the Morning program that you started just a couple years back.
Yeah, so we started a program. It actually was inspired by a conference that I had attended a few years ago in Boston. We call it Music in the Morning, and it was something that we started at the middle school a few years ago, where students would get to school, check in with their homeroom teachers, and then come down and play music. And this year, we decided to extend that to the high school, and we're not really rehearsing in the morning anymore. We're actually presenting an informal performance to students and faculty as they walk through the building. So every other Friday for this year, students who are in our music department, and perhaps even others that play outside of our department that are interested, they can sign up for a Friday time slot, which is from 7 to 7:30. And they can play their music for everybody, and it's a great way to start the day. Puts a smile on everybody's faces. The first week, Owen, you were a part of that group. You were playing jazz. It's like a jazz quintet. So we had drums, upright bass. Maybe you can tell everybody a little bit more about that, and maybe how it came to be that you were the first people to sort of volunteer for that.
Yeah, so we just played a couple of jazz pieces, and it just started out playing in pace, and eventually more people joined, and we started doing the Music in the Morning, so we signed up for that.
Yeah.
So being able to see that expansion of the program from the middle school to the high school, it's kind of showing how our music department here at Dartmouth, you start in elementary school, whether it be private lessons from Symphony Music Shop or our 5th grade programs, and it really carries you all the way throughout high school and even further beyond.
It really does, and that's sort of the idea behind Music in the Morning. The groups that you'll hear, that you've heard for the past couple of times and also throughout the year, we are not necessarily instructing them on what they're presenting to the school. These are students who are taking time out of their lives to pursue music on their own. It could be with their friends, it could be as an ensemble like the Chamber Orchestra. But yes, because of all that training that they've had since 5th grade, they can now sort of shine all they want and show off their skills, not only in a concert setting, but also in the morning here at school, so that everybody can see it.
And speaking on that training, on the student side, we have Caitlin Silva, who is a senior this year. And do you just kind of want to tell the folks at home what your experience has been throughout your full strings career?
Yeah, so it's been a really great time. I think I've been playing for 7 or 8 years now. And when I started, of course, I was a little nervous, but I was just excited to have a great time. And it's really great that Miss Church and Mr. Daniels have been with me the entire time because, as you move on through elementary school, middle school, high school, you're still having the same teachers and the same people who kind of represent you and support you as you go on. So I've definitely got better since 5th grade, but it feels like it's the same, tight-knit group of people. And I'm really excited for what this year has to hold because we have the new freshmen coming in, we have new pieces. We've never done a Halloween concert since I've been here, and I'm just very excited to see what this year is going to hold.
And being a member in the marching band, we have that same discussion as well. You start in 5th grade, you're with this group of people. If you end up joining things like the marching band or the indoor percussion, you have that group as you go into the high school. You feel it's like family almost.
Right, yes. And we, as faculty, we are so fortunate. I mean, by the time these students graduate from high school, they are like a part of our family. They really, really are. And we are lucky in that we get to teach them from 5th grade through 12th and see not only how they grow musically, but also how they grow just as human beings. We're very lucky.
The amount of time and dedication that goes into it, really,
Yes.
it shows just perseverance, and you know that they're going to carry it even further beyond just the boundaries of this building.
Exactly, and many of them do. Many of them do, and some of them don't, but if they graduate and even if they don't play their instrument anymore right away in college or whatever else they decide to do, it may be something that they pick up later on in their lives, and they certainly all have a much greater appreciation for music and all the work that goes into it than your average student.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we very much appreciate, I know I speak for chorus band and orchestra staff, we really appreciate the sacrifices that they make in choosing to continue in our programs, because it means that they may not be able to pursue other interests that they have during the school day because there's only so many periods a day. So it does show a real commitment to music and to us and their growth as young people in all ways. So, yes.
So now, just to kind of tie back to that Halloween concert, we have student Madden Waskowitz kind of talking about what's going to happen and what the students will be doing.
So we are going to be playing 7 pieces, all in a Halloween repertoire. And one of them includes the chorus and percussion accompaniment. It's all very upbeat and very fun music that we're all very excited to play this year.
And in that concert, what will the students be wearing? I feel like that's going to be a surprise to most.
So there's going to be a bunch of fun things at the concert besides like our playing and like just the upbeat music. It's going to be costumes, possibly raffles. We're just trying to like make our first like big concert fun after like the years of COVID. It's kind of just like hitting hard, and we just want to come out of the dark and have fun with it.
That's a great thing to do too, especially, like you said, Marissa, after this time of just constant, being at home and shutdowns as well, just bringing back a light environment and, what it's really all about, playing an instrument, playing music. Mm-hmm. It's a refreshing feeling.
Definitely.
So I'd like to thank all of the orchestra students and staff that came on today. Make sure to come to their concert, the Halloween concert, October 29th at 7 p.m.
I should say, Ryan, sorry to interrupt you, but unfortunately, because of COVID and guidelines, we are only able to have each student bring 4 guests to the concert. So we can't really open this up to the public, but it will be recorded, and so you'll be able to watch it on DCTV and other places, I'm sure.
So yeah, sorry, take that back. But virtually, people will be able to watch the times going on there. So
yeah, it'll be fun. And of course, all of their families and friends will be able to attend in person, which will be really exciting. Maybe it should also be noted that the middle school 7th and 8th grade orchestra, it will also be a part of this Halloween celebration, though they are playing in a separate concert earlier that same day. So it'll be a big night full of lots of Halloween fun, and we've been talking a lot about how fun this is going to be, but to be clear, they've actually been working very hard, and a lot of the music that we're performing is serious repertoire, and they've really sharpened their skills in the past 6 weeks, so we're very proud to honor them and represent the orchestra at this concert. And before we say goodbye today, we would just like to wish Marissa Barnhart a very happy birthday! Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Ryanology. I'd like to thank the orchestra students and staff as well as you for watching. Please watch their virtual concert on October 29th at 7 p.m. as they do their Halloween premiere. Tune in the next few weeks for our newest episode of Ryanology. Thank you, and I'll see you then.